Hello friends, welcome to the channel 3 Hours Education. In today's video, we'll talk about class 9 Geography chapter 1 India size and location. In previous video, we have talked about many topics from the chapter, and now remaining topics we'll do in this video. This is part 2 of chapter 1 India size and location. Friends, we are talking about the country India, our country which is located in Asia continent, in northern hemisphere with reference to equator and in eastern hemisphere with reference to prime meridian. Now we talk about its total area. India is 7th largest country in the world and its total area is 3.28 million square kilometer. Okay, which is approximately 2.4% in the world's total area. Now you look at the map of India. This is the land boundary of India, which is approximately 15,200 kilometer. Land boundary from Gujarat, here we have Pakistan, Afghanistan, China, then Nepal, Bhutan, Myanmar. Okay, so almost till here, till West Bengal. This is 15,200 kilometer. Now you see the coastal boundary of India, which is 7,516.6 kilometer. Yes, it starts from Gujarat here. Here we have Arabian Sea, then main Indian Ocean, then Bay of Bengal, and this length includes the island boundary also, including the islands. This is the total coastal boundary. Okay. Now we'll talk about the administrative divisions of India. In India, we have 28 states and 9 union territories. As we talk about the states, in the northernmost region we have Himachal Pradesh. We have Jammu and Kashmir, but now it is divided into union territories, Ladakh and Jammu and Kashmir. So, northernmost state of India is Himachal Pradesh. Then, if we move further south, along the boundary of Pakistan, then we have Punjab and then Rajasthan, then Gujarat. Okay, so we are writing here Himachal Pradesh. This is your Himachal Pradesh. Then we have Punjab. Then we have Rajasthan. Then we have Gujarat. These states have these states we are discussing from north to south. If you remember the direction, it becomes very easy to remember the location. So Himachal Pradesh, its capital is Shimla. It's very you can say good opportunity to learn the capitals also. Himachal Pradesh, Himachal. You have studied Himalayas in previous classes. It is very easy to remember because here we have Himalayas. If you see the map, here we have Himalayas. So the state which is located in Himalayas, covered with him or snow for many months in the year. So appropriately it is named as Himachal Pradesh. Okay. And then we have Punjab. Its capital is Chandigarh. Punjab. Punjab is a name the state has derived because it is the area which was a part of Punjab, larger Punjab earlier. You know, before partition we had a larger Punjab. After partition we had some part of Punjab, and later from Punjab, Haryana was also carved out. So actually Punjab word denotes the area which is drained by 5 rivers. Panch means 5 and Aab means water. So this Punjab is drained by 5 rivers. Which 5 rivers? Which are the tributaries of Indus, which join Indus in Pakistan? Satluj, Bias, Ravi, Chenab and Jhelum. If you associate some story with the states or regions, it is very easy to remember their location, their name and their capitals also. Okay, so then we have Rajasthan. Friends, Rajasthan is the largest state of India. Rajasthan is the largest state of India. Area wise it is the largest, and it has got its name from the word Raj. Raj means wraith, sand, and you know we have a great Thar desert here. So Rajasthan is an appropriate name to this, and its capital is Pink City of India, that is Jaipur. Okay, and then we have Gujarat. Okay, in this line we have southernmost state which has the common frontier with Pakistan. As a matter of fact, Himachal Pradesh do not have common frontier with Pakistan. Okay, so Gujarat, and its capital is Gandhinagar. Okay, now if we move further south, we have here Maharashtra. You see this map, Maharashtra, then Goa, Karnataka and Kerala. This is your Maharashtra. This is a very small state Goa, then Karnataka and then Kerala. We'll try to remember their locations, their names and their capital cities. So Maharashtra, what is the capital of Maharashtra? Can you name it? Very, very famous city of India, film city of India, Mumbai. It is named after goddess Mumba. Maharashtra. Its capital is Mumbai. You can say Mumbai is the commercial capital of India also. And then we have Goa. Friends, you can note down, Goa is the smallest state of India area wise. Rajasthan was largest and Goa is smallest. Goa's capital is Panaji. And then we have Karnataka. Karnataka's capital is Bengaluru, which is the electronic capital of India. IT hub, it is the Silicon Valley of India. And then we have Kerala, which is famous for its beaches, which is famous for coconut, which is famous for rubber, and its capital is Thiruvananthapuram. Thiruvananthapuram. Its capital's name consists of 18 letters. Thiruvananthapuram. Okay. Now, if I ask you which states have common boundary with Pakistan, easily you can answer. Which states are located along the western coast of India? Easily you can answer. Okay. Now, we'll further move along the coastal boundary of India. We'll discuss the states which are located on the eastern coast of India. Okay, friends. So, we are starting from south. Why? Because we are moving along with the coastal boundary of India. Okay. Here we have Tamil Nadu. Tamil Nadu, which is very close to Sri Lanka, and Tamil Nadu's capital is Chennai. Okay, earlier it was known as Madras. So after Tamil Nadu we have Andhra Pradesh. Andhra Pradesh, which is the same, it is the same state from which Telangana is carved out. Andhra Pradesh, and its capital is Amravati. You can say Hyderabad also. Why? Because it was decided that for 10 years Hyderabad will be the common capital of Andhra Pradesh as well as Telangana. You can see the map of India, the location of Tamil Nadu, then Andhra Pradesh. From Andhra Pradesh, Telangana was carved out. Okay, so Hyderabad is the common capital, and now proposed capital of Andhra Pradesh is Amravati. Okay, if you further move along the eastern coastal boundary of India, then we have Odisha. Odisha is the same state where we have Puri temple, Konark temple, famous Konark temple, and its capital is Bhubaneswar. Bhubaneswar. As I told you, if you associate some story with the state or capital, it is very easy to remember their location and names. And it is famous for Jagannath Puri. Cuttack is very famous. You know, Cuttack, very famous cricket stadium is there. And here we have the largest salt water lake of India also, Chilka Lake. So all these things are there. And then if we further move along with the eastern coastal boundary of India, we have West Bengal. West Bengal, interestingly, it is located in the eastern part of India, but its name is West Bengal. Who will tell me why do we call it West Bengal? Its capital is Kolkata. Yes, my question stands there. Because before partition, this Bangladesh was in India. It went to Pakistan as East Pakistan. Before partition, this was Bengal region. Okay, so East Bengal, West Bengal. And one more very important thing is there, which is associated with your history. In 1905, Lord Curzon declared partition of Bengal. Bengal was a very large state. Britishers said it is very difficult to administer such a large state, so they divide Bengal in two parts, West Bengal and East Bengal. But Indians understood their hidden agenda. They wanted to disunite Hindus and Muslims. West Bengal had a majority of Hindus and East Bengal had the majority of Muslims. So later on they took their decision back, and in 1900 it was joined again. So still we call it West Bengal to remember that. Okay. After that, some more states we will discuss which do not have coastal boundary, which are not located on any frontier also. If you see the map of India, you will find in South India, Telangana state is left in this discussion because we have done the states along the western coast and the eastern coast. So Telangana state is there. Already we have discussed its capital is Hyderabad. And if we see this region till here, some more states are there. We have discussed the states in the western part of India. Now we'll discuss the states in the northern part and central part. Okay. So till West Bengal we have discussed, and now we'll move this side. You can say westward side. We have Bihar and Jharkhand here. Okay, Bihar and Jharkhand. So this is your West Bengal, this is your Bihar, this is your Jharkhand. Okay, Bihar, incredible state of India. Why do we call it Bihar? Because it was here we had Bihars, where Buddhist monasteries were there, and its capital is Patna, and it was a very famous place there at that time, Patliputra. And then we move further west, we have Uttar Pradesh. Uttar Pradesh. Please remember its name. Uttar means north. In the north of India we have, in the northern region of India we have Uttar Pradesh. It is very easy to remember its location. Its capital is Lucknow, city of Nawabs. Lucknow. Okay. And in the center of India we have Madhya Pradesh. Madhya means center. So appropriate name is given to the state Madhya Pradesh. Madhya Pradesh. Its capital is Bhopal. Okay. And we have another state which is again neither located on any coastal location nor it has any international boundary, that is Chhattisgarh, which was carved out from Madhya Pradesh only. Chhattisgarh. Okay, before the segregation of Chhattisgarh from Madhya Pradesh was the largest state of India area wise, and after its segregation Rajasthan became the largest state area wise, and Chhattisgarh's capital is Raipur. Okay, now another state we have here in this region only, which was separated from Bihar, Jharkhand. Okay, Jharkhand, and its capital city is very famous. Yes, you all know that. One of the greatest captain of Indian cricket team, MS Dhoni, belongs to that city. Yes, you are right. It is Ranchi. Jharkhand's capital is Ranchi. Okay. So, one more state is there, which was, as I told you, which was separated from Punjab, that is Haryana. Okay. And Haryana's capital is also Chandigarh. Chandigarh is the common capital of India, common capital of two states in India, Punjab and Haryana. Okay, and one more state which was separated from Uttar Pradesh is Uttarakhand. Earlier it was known as Uttaranchal, but later it is named as Uttarakhand. And again, easily we can remember its location in the Uttar of Uttar Pradesh. In the north of Uttar Pradesh, we have Uttarakhand, and its capital is Dehradun, which is one of the dunes of Himalayas. Dunes, longitudinal, flat-bottomed valleys, beautiful valleys in Himalayas. It is one of them. Okay, now all these states we have discussed in this region. Now we have northeastern region. Along the boundary of two neighboring countries, Nepal and Bhutan, we have Sikkim. My dear friends, interestingly, at the time of independence, Sikkim was not a part of India. It was a separate territory. Later, it became the part of India, Sikkim. It is the same state where we have the highest Himalayan mountain peak of India, that is Kanchenjunga. Its capital is Gangtok. Okay. Then in the northeastern region we have 7 more states. These 7 states are known as 7 sisters. Who will tell me why do we call them 7 sisters? I will not tell you. You will write in the comment box. Why do we call these 7 states 7 sisters? In this region, northernmost is Arunachal Pradesh. Arunachal Pradesh. Then further south, Assam. Then further south, if you move, Meghalaya. Then further south, a state which is bounded by Bangladesh from 3 sides. Bounded by Bangladesh from 3 sides, Tripura. Then on the eastern side, the states which have common frontier with Myanmar, along with Arunachal Pradesh, we have Nagaland. Further south, we have Manipur. And then Mizoram. Now we'll locate these states in the map of India. This is Arunachal Pradesh. Then we have Assam here. Then we have Meghalaya. Meghalaya, Meg means clouds, and Meghalaya is the state which receives highest rainfall in the country, more than 400 centimeter average annual rainfall. And in Meghalaya state only we have Mawsynram, which is located at the at the top of Khasi Hills, which receives heaviest rainfall in the world, 1080 centimeter. In climate topic we'll discuss that in detail. And Arunachal is also very easy to remember. If you see, Arunachal is the easternmost state of India, and when sun rises, first it arrives in Arunachal Pradesh. So with reference to India, Arunachal Pradesh is the land of rising sun. So Arunachal Pradesh is appropriate name given to this land. Okay. So then here we have Nagaland, where Naga Hills are very famous. Naga tribes are there. Then we have Manipur. Manipur is famous for very beautiful lake, Loktek Lake. And then we have Mizoram, okay, where we have Mizo Hills or Lushai Hills, you can say. So these 7 states are there, and it is very, sometimes the students ask me, it is very difficult to remember their location. Now you will easily remember their location and names, and now we'll see their capital cities. Arunachal Pradesh capital is Itanagar. If you yourself locate the states, definitely you will remember their names, their location and their capital cities. Guwahati is the most famous city of Assam, but its administrative capital, its capital is Dispur. Okay, Dispur or Dispur. Meghalaya, its capital is Shillong. Tripura, its capital is Agartala. Then we have Nagaland. Its capital is Kohima. Then we have Manipur. Its capital is Imphal. Then we have Mizoram. Its capital is Aizawl. Okay, so in this manner all 28 states we have in India. Now we'll talk about the union territories. In the next video, it is taking too long. So in the next video we'll discuss couple of remaining topics. We will talk about union territories, and we'll talk about the common frontiers also with neighboring countries. So friends, in this video we have talked about the states and their capitals, or the states which are located along the western coast, along the eastern coast, the states which are neither located on any coast nor on any international frontier, and many other aspects related to the chapter. Okay, so those who have not subscribed the channel, please subscribe the channel so you will get the notification for all upcoming videos, and give your comments in the comment box. Like the video and share it with your friends. Thank you very much. God bless you all.